All right, Bonnie asked me to say a few words. Okay, she did. She explicitly asked me not to say any words.
That's what you're going to.
But just in case you don't know who Bonnie is, I have a 500-word biography for her. Bonnie is a songwriter, playwright, and arranger whose music is heard off-Broadway, on TV, and on YouTube. Her theater career began as a kid performing on Broadway in Jane Eyre and Annie, and has come full circle writing musicals and pop for audiences of all ages and all beings. Her songs have been sung by Bonnie Milligan, who recently won a Tony a couple months ago, Liz Calloway, Taylor Louderman, Lily, and Chuck Cooper, and more. Bonnie is the creator of the upcoming musical that you're about to hear, Oi Band, book, music, lyrics, concept, arrangements, idea, promotion, everything. And we'll hear what this is going to be about in a second. She's also the writer of Gavroche, book, music, and lyrics, which is a new take on Victor Hugo's book Les Miserables with a pop contemporary score told from the perspective of scrappy street kid Gavroche, Thénardier, and his teen sisters Zelma and Eponine. It's been performed by some of the top theater programs around the country and had an equity industry reading, and is now produced by Disney music vet Mitchell Lee. True.
Also, I'm his wife.
Yeah. You can hear her music tonight, as well as the voice of Hulu Kid Show Marmerland, created by Pocket Watch Studios and Cool School, created by Driver Studios with over 200 million views on YouTube alone. She's written and arranged 20 plus songs about optimism, the planets, and more for all of these kids programs. She's also the composer and lyricist of the off-Broadway musical Addie and Uno, about a puppet named Uno who has autism, created by Dr. Nava Silton. The Feel Good Show is the first family musical to address a range of disabilities. It ran nearly 2 years off-Broadway, was an Off-Broadway Alliance Award nominee, and now tours schools in the Northeast. And out of over 500 submissions, Taylor Louderman, who was the star of Mean Girls on Broadway, chose Bonnie's song, Love, to perform live at 54 Below for her Write Out Loud program. And Selena Gomez, Victoria's Secret, models dance to her, and Elu's song, I Want Tonight Forever, chosen as the behind-the-scenes theme song for the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And in honor of Addie and Uno, Bonnie was awarded a proclamation from Westchester County's Office for People with Disabilities. She graduated Phi Beta Kappa, something everyone's very proud of, with a degree in journalism from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and studied the BMI Musical Theater Workshop. She lives in New York with her husband and their dog. With that, Bonnie Gleicher.
Her best song is I Want to Marry You.
Yeah, you just want to marry you. She also wrote a very popular wedding song, soon to be extremely popular and viral all over the world. All right, Bonnie, do you want to introduce Oi Band and what they're going to do
Thank you for
today?
the biography reading.
Who wrote that?
I wrote that. It's on my website.
She wrote that just for tonight.
That was very good.
Yeah. Wow.
You just read it from the website. Alright, so this is a show I wrote called Oi Band. I really just wrote it. I just finished it, and I don't know how much everybody knows about theater, and when you see a Broadway show and everything, Broadway's like the pinnacle. That's what you always want to just find a way to get to Broadway when you're writing musicals and everything. But the road to get there, it can actually be usually very long. It can be many years. Like Hamilton, for instance, took like 7 years to get there, and that was someone who already won a Tony previously for his other show. So things like that, it can take a long time to develop shows. So usually the way that they start is, you write the show, whether you write it with collaborators or not. Someone comes to you with the idea, or you come up with it yourself. You write the show, and then you go through things called like workshops and readings, where you basically strip down the whole show. You don't have a set, you don't have props, you don't have costumes, and you really see the show for what it is. It also can be like a reading where you just read the show and everything and play the music. I guess that's kind of like what we're doing tonight. But usually it's the actors on their feet doing the show in front of you performing. And it's really great. It's also a chance to bring investors and people who would get involved with the show, producers, directors, everything. It just helps the show get out there. And what you also look for as a writer is a producer who will get behind the show and fund it and help it get to the next stage. So Roy Band thankfully has that now with someone he mentioned, Mitchell Lieb, who was he was the president of Disney Music and Soundtracks for decades. He actually lives like in Malibu over here, and he is the producer of my other show, Get Raj, but now he wants to do Roy Band. And so I'm really excited because he like sees what I see with it, and he's great, and yeah, so anyway, this is the first time, you'll really hear the show pull through, but it also really requires you to have an imagination. It's as though someone's reading you a book. What I'm reading is basically the book. I'll be playing all the different characters, kind of, and but the characters are really, it's just 4 girls telling their story. You'll come to hear kind of the premise of it all. And what I'll do is I'll describe like the stage directions to you so you can picture it in your head as though you're reading a book, like you're on your Kindle and you're reading it. That's really what this is like. So this is how every show begins. It doesn't mean every show gets to Broadway. It doesn't mean that there's a movie adaptation of every show, all of that. But it is it's the biggest first step. So yeah, so it's a very unique situation. You're not seeing actors in front of you. I'll be doing everything. But you'll really get to know the 4 girls, and you'll see how they tell their story and all the people in their lives and everything. So the way that Oi Band came about, just to give you a quick thing, is that last year I was texting a coworker and I wrote the words boy band, and I had a typo. I accidentally wrote the word boy band. And I thought, oh my god, like Jewish boy band, like that's so funny, like so funny. And then a couple weeks went by, and I guess I somehow discovered, I don't really know how, that there's a rule in Orthodox Judaism, and Orthodox Judaism is, it's a more extreme kind of Judaism. It's not like, basically they turn their phones off on Friday nights for Shabbat. They cover their clothes. I'm actually wearing mostly what an Orthodox girl would wear, but she would actually cover her elbows. She'd cover her knees. She wouldn't have a slit here. They cover their collarbone. They pull their hair back usually, and when they get married, they covered their hair. So I wrote these words, and I found out that there was a rule in Orthodox Judaism that makes it so that when you turn 12, when girls turn 12, they can no longer sing in front of men. And so I thought, oh my gosh, like what if that was me? I grew up performing on Broadway and off Broadway. Like, what if I couldn't sing? What if I couldn't be on Broadway and do what I love to do? What if I couldn't sing? And I grew up in Borough Park, Brooklyn, which is one of the biggest Orthodox communities in America. And so then I started thinking about these girls and kind of coming up with the idea, and I thought, oh my God, what would they do? They would do anything to sing. And then I thought, what if, they can't, when they turn 12, they can no longer sing in front of men, so they go undercover as a boy band to perform for the whole forbidden world. And I thought, that is so exciting. What they will do for love, what they will do for the thing that they love to do. And then it kind of just was born from that, and different people in my life who just really believed in me, and were like, you have to do this, and all of that. So anyway, the last 8 months I've been working on it, and it's really been like my whole world. It's been like my head has just been totally in this world while also living in the reality world. So anyway, that's the setup, and I'll start the show.
And in the past few months, Bonnie started to do these types of readings for smaller groups like her family, my family, friends, but no one has ever heard the whole show start to finish because everything else was done in piecemeal. So this group right here, literally upcoming, it's going to be the very first time this show has ever been read from start to finish.
Ooh, that's true. That is a premiere in its own right. Yeah, everyone so far who's read the whole show, they've read it on their computer. They listen to the music. So yeah, you'll hear it in a more enhanced form. Just so you know, I don't know if everyone knows what like Orthodox Jewish girls, kind of teen girls, look like, but this is them like in the winter. But you'll see that they're completely covered, and they look like any other girl, but they're just more kind of covered up and all of that. I was trying to find some good photos before this. I have some really good ones from some summer camps and things I couldn't find on my phone. I don't know why.
When you say they go underground, do they have to dress like boys?
When they go undercover, yeah.
Undercover and they're
Yes,
concealing their,
they do.
the fact they're
They
girls, okay.
and yeah, they dress as boys, and they dress as just any other kind of boy in the world. Like they look like they wear a baseball hat. There's nothing different about them, and that's how they kind of blend into the rest of this world. All right, so I'm gonna say things, and a lot of times I'll be like, oh, Ariel says this, or whoever says this, just to kind of give you context when a line comes up that is a little more important for you to know that character. And then I'll take the stage directions, but let's get started with the music. Okay, so lights rise on an empty stage. Spotlight on Shira as she rises up from the stage, followed by Hannah, Rachel, and Ariel. And this is sung by the 4 girls, so it's kind of imagining each of the girls.
She's such a nice Jewish girl, what a nice Jewish girl. She's such a nice Jewish girl. First I wash my hands with care, and then I say my morning prayer, and I cover elbows, collarbone, and knees, and tie my hair back, and I pack up my school books. Eat a muffin, I'm no cook. Being honest, I'm not perfect. Far from always being modest. Full of loving kindness, but I will do my best. I'm a nice Jewish girl. Here's the thing about being expected to be one thing your whole life. How can you? So we started in day school. We met in Miss Ackerman's class. Became best friends to go fast. The teacher would yell, Ariel, Shira, Hannah, Rachel, shh, put on a sheet. We'd hang out in the bathroom, cause hey, why not? And talk about the boys that we thought were hot. It was an all-girls school, so till one day we opened our mouth and we started to sing. And continue to sing. A kind of spiritual thing. Sing. At first we thought, hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're in a bathroom, it's just the acoustics. But people heard us through the wall. Women gathered in the hall. We continued to sing, practicing through summer and fall. Sing for anyone who listened at all. Our neighbors would say, Ariel, Shira, Hannah, Rachel, those girls can sing. But then we started craving a little more, an instrument or two, maybe 4. Put our hands on the key, on the string, and we started to play. A kind of magical day when we started to play. Slowly, I could feel the music coming over me. Every single melody a part of me, floating in the air like clouds of gold. And suddenly, everybody wanted to hear us sing. Started taking wing. Who are these girls with the hooks by the spot? Who are these girls up in Borough Park? We sing a kind of glorious thing when we started to sing. Sing, yes, play. An unforgettable day when we decided to play. We would change everything when we started to sing.
Can you explain how you were able to sing 4 fourth part's supposed to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's you sing.
Yeah, that's
So how
me.
do you do it, so?
Yeah, so at home I have like a setup. I have a piano, and then I have like a mic and everything, and I have this program called Logic that makes it so whatever you play into the piano, it can be played for like the violin. You literally pick out in a song library like the sounds of the violin that you want, the kind of drums you want, and all of that. So I play the melody or just the piano part, and then when I hear the violin say dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and I play dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and I choose the violin there, and then I layer my voice, basically each thing that's on the track, and yeah, and I just layer my voice, and so I harmonize with myself.
So you're singing all the parts.
Yeah, I'm singing all the parts.
But you're layering them in, right?
And
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, and I just record on top of myself, so I'll show you kind of what it looks like. So in the back end, what a song can look like is this. So it's literally like train tracks across the screen.
Oh.
And each train track, it says Rachel and Ariel here. That's me singing those two harmonies on that one track. And then this is Rachel's track here. And then it says like seismic and subby bass and all that kind of stuff. Those are like the percussion sounds that I chose. And so each song, what you're hearing is actually like 17 instruments in one song. So it's actually like, it's like layers of a cake, and it all lives in the back end here, like that. So yeah, it's really fun because kind of like writing a song, like when you just do like when you just do like piano and vocals, it's kind of like it's like making a sketch of something, like you're doodling at work or whatever. When you orchestrate, when you arrange like instruments on it, it's like coloring it in. It's like getting the chance to finally have color, and what you hear in your head, you get to like make it come alive, you know. So when I came up with that song, it was like I heard the parts when the lights change and everything changes, you know. It starts out in a choral kind of way where you think, gonna pack up my school books, like pull my hair back, everything, and then the lights change and it's like dun 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 dun. So I heard that dun 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 dun, and then I can kind of hear the other sounds that I want, like the different instruments, and then you just keep layering it like a cake. It's really fun. I mean, yeah, it's really fun. But yeah, it comes alive for sure. Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, and that's probably the part that takes the longest, arranging, because the writing of the song can be really fast, but the arranging is like you know, you just want it to feel as big as you can. You know, you want whoever hears it to just know exactly what you were trying to do. You know, so yeah, arranging is fun for sure. All right, you want me to keep going or? Okay. Shira walks to the edge of the stage. Now I know what you're thinking. Who the heck are these girls? Is this the opening act? Where are the boys? Because I bought tickets to an Oi band concert. My favorite boy band ever. But we're here to tell you, we are the boys. Murmurs filled the theater. Shira says, okay, wait a second. Before you run to those big exit signs, give us a teeny tiny minute to explain ourselves. You see, my name is Shira. This is Hannah, Ariel, and Rachel. The girls bow and wave. Born and raised on the same block in Borough Park, Brooklyn, smack between a Dunkin' Donuts and Shlomi's Pizzeria. But for the past 2 years, you've known me as Aaron Geller. Shira dresses up as Aaron, the stud. Hannah says, and you've known me as Levi Horowitz, the bad boy. Ariel says, Isaac Hoffman, the boy next door. Rachel says, and Ethan Glatt, the nerd. Rachel dresses as Ethan. Together we made, the boys pose like their album cover, Oi Band, the talented, wholesome Jewish boy band America came to know and love. But underneath it all, the girls take the boy clothes off. Well, we were girls. Brave girls, passionate girls, and maybe a little bit crazy girls. Oh yeah, for sure. So why is this night different from all other nights? It's a Passover joke. Because for the first time, we're performing as us, and you're our first audience. No more dress up, no more hiding, and no more facial hair. Oh, no more facial hair. Hallelujah. Phew. Before we were Oi Band, we were just a couple of gals singing on our front stoop. And perhaps you're wondering, why the act? Couldn't you just be you? Which thus begins the adventure, the start of it all, the creation of Oi Band. So are you with us? Will you give us a chance? Will you hear our story? This is when you clap.
Yes.
The audience emphatically claps. The girls look at one another relieved. Phew. Okay, great.
Now, when we say everybody wanted to hear us sing, we mean everybody. On 49th Street, Shira's brothers, our neighbor Yael, Devorah the baker, Avi Golden. Hi, Shira. Hi, Avi.
So right at this part, Hannah dresses up as Avi Golden. So she actually plays kind of the crush in this moment. So each of the girls throughout the show play characters in their life, guys and girls, and they dress up as the people in their lives to tell their story. So in this second right here, Hannah dresses as Avi Golden, awkwardly approaches Shira at Shabbat. Just to give you kind of a...
You have a really good voice. You have a really good voice. Cool. And Ariel's Tati. My dad, in Yiddish, the beloved Rabbi Akiva Friedman. Every Friday in Shabbat, our small shul synagogue would gather at Ariel's house and Rabbi Friedman would lead the prayer. A beautiful prayer of blessings. And we'd sing and we'd sing and we'd play. All of us. Who do you see in the mirror? 11 years old and so free. Why even look in the mirror? When you're dreaming and playing, never saying what do you see in the mirror? And nothing but laughter and glee. Bright-eyed awake, never clearer. Always dancing and racing, chasing every thrill. Sure, there's chores and there's homework galore. Won't you pick up some milk at the store? But do not stop, don't stop, can't stop, won't stop at the candy shop. The candy shop is not actually a candy shop. It's the coolest music venue in Brooklyn. Every night people get up on stage and take to the mic and belt their hearts about romance and breakups and secular things. Naturally, our parents did not approve. Naturally, we'd stop. What do you see in the window? While peeking so curiously, a whole other life in the window. All that touching and dancing over so I can see. All that fun in the window. It's brazen, it's tempting, it's true. Why even look in the window at a portrait of everything we're not allowed to do? Sure, we sing and we play at Shabbat, but forgive us, we almost forgot. One rule takes hold, one rule we're told, unfold when we're 12 years old. When we turn 12, there's a change. Our rule in effect, something new, something strange. When we turn 12, everything we've known is
Rachel dresses as a boy who goes to yeshiva, Jewish school.
The rule is kolisha. According to the Talmud, a woman's voice can be erotic, as it is written, for sweet is thy voice, and thy countenance is comely. Translation, we can't sing in front of men. Nope, not anymore. We lost half our audience. Ugh. So what are a couple of nice Jewish girls supposed to do about it? It depends. Are we a couple of nice Jewish girls? What do you see in the mirror? Do you see in the mirror? What do you see in the mirror?
You guys be able to follow at this point? Because it kind of makes it, yeah. It's kind of fun listening a little bit, right? you use your imagination, like you imagine what they look like, and you know. But I'll do my best to read as much of the stage direction, you know, so you can see it. You see, it was at this very moment when we realized, Mayday, Mayday, we have got a problem here. All these years of singing for men and women, boys and girls, making everyone happy, gone. We hear the sound of a shutting door. The girls slump, distraught, on the stoop. We had to do something about it, but what could we do? Our first line of defense? Sweet Ariel Friedman. The girls look at Ariel. Ariel rolls her eyes, fidgets with her skirt. Ariel, Rabbi's daughter, Friedman. If anyone could question, challenge, or circumvent age-old Jewish law, it'd be her. They threw me to the wolves. Not the wolves exactly. Everyone knows Rabbi Friedman is the softiest softy around. A heart made of hollow. So off she went, like Little Red to grandmother's house. And oh, what great big question she had. Spotlight on Ariel. It's true. My dad's a softy. And maybe that's why everybody feels like they can spill their deepest, darkest secrets to him. Everyone but me. For years it's been just Tati and I. A side effect of growing up without a mom, the other girls softly say. May her memory be a blessing. Ariel says, is that you kinda, I don't know, learn how to not rock the boat? Don't make things any harder than they already are. Rachel dresses as Rabbi Friedman and enters. We're now in their apartment. Rabbi Friedman says, it's respectful. It's restrictive. You can sing Ariel. It's just men from our community. They can't listen. Forever? Like, till the end of time? Is there any exception for the exceptionally talented? He laughs. It's Torah ideology. Halakhic law. The man must turn away from anything that could elicit immodest thoughts. Women can, by all means, sing, perform, go at it, share their beautiful voices with women. But men must leave the room. But what about the Goldens, Shearer's brothers, you? Don't you miss hearing me sing? He says, I can. Any family member can. But a stranger, a friend, they have to leave the room. Exactly. But Ariel, there is so much you can do. You can be a teacher, lawyer, doctor, chef, anything you want. But this. He says, so you can't be on Broadway or be Lady Go-Go, Gaga. You can still sing. You can still play. You can still be you. Rabbi Friedman pulls her chin up lovingly and kisses her on her forehead. Spotlight on Ariel, she's alone. The lights change.
Spotlight on an empty stage, the buzzing of an eager crowd, holding on to every word. I could feel it, I could hear it. If I could change the world, if I could part the seas, if I could dream any dream I wanna, if I could write the words, go back in history, if I could be anyone I wanna be, anyone I wanna be. The power of a simple strum, electric of a melody, captivating everyone. I could taste it, I can't waste it. If I could change the rule, if I could part the seas, if I could dream any dream I wanna, if I could write the words, go back in history, if I could be anyone I wanna be. Don't tell me no, just tell me yes. I want nothing more, I'll take nothing less. If I could, hello world, it's me. If I could change the road, if I could part the seas, if I could dream any dream I wanna, if I could write the words, go back in history, if I could be anyone I wanna be. Anyone I wanna be. Anyone I wanna be. Anyone I wanna be.
The next day at recess, Hannah, Rachel, Sheer asked, "What happened? Did you ask him? How'd it go?" So I got her answer. "What'd he say? Tell us, spit it out." We're gonna do the most shocking, the most surprising, the most unexpected thing ever. We are going to, Ariel stands atop a bench, obey the rules. The girls sigh and groan. She says, "Mission Rabbi's daughter failed." Ariel climbs down from the bench and sits. Rachel sidles up to Ariel. Rachel asks, "What happened?" She said, "It's Torah ideology. We can sing, but the men can't listen. We can sing for family and women only at women's events." Hannah says, "Whoop-de-doo. I tried. I did." Shira groans. Ugh. Avi Golden will never hear me sing again. Ariel says, "Unless you marry him." She says, "Ooh, true. Hey, maybe it won't be so bad." Hannah says, "Rachel, it's inane. It's dinosaur era halakhic law." Hannah, and like you said, we've lost half our audience. Shira says, "But when it comes down to it, we don't have a choice. We love to sing. We have to sing." True. A beat. The girls are deep in thought. Rachel says, "Well, then let's make sure our half loves us. Can't get enough of us. Sings our songs in their sleep." Ariel looks at her quizzically. "You think?" Rachel pulls Ariel up. "If this is our only option, why not maximize it? Do as many of these women's shows as we can. Fill these streets with our music." Shira says, "And the men?" Hannah smiles. "They'll just have to close their ears." The girls laugh. They enter the streets of Borough Park, handing out flyers to women in the audience. So they'd be going over to you. "Extra, extra, read all about it. 4 talented girls ready to rock your women's event. Book us now and you'll get 10% off our going rate. A full band, I love your blast. We had to sing and so we sang. And you know what? They listened." So they dressed up as dancers like older women wearing and now they're
Did you hear those teenage girls? They sing and play and hear the music. Did you know they're just 13 and really very cool? Did you hear they both a show with Ruby sisters, friends from mitzvah? Did you hear they stole the show? I always knew they would. 4 little working girls, 4 little working girls, 4 little working girls, yeah, 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 yeah. 4 little gifted girls, 4 little gifted girls, 4 little gifted girls, yeah, 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 yeah. Can you sing at summer camp at middle school? My daughter's birthday. Can you sing? I'll say shalom. I think you'll sing it nice. Can you play next Saturday in August, please? My niece's birthday. Can I book you every month? I'll pay you double twice. Pay you double twice. 4 little working girls, 4 little working girls, 4 little working girls, yeah, 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 yeah. 4 little gifted girls, 4 little gifted girls, 4 little gifted girls, yeah, 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 yeah. They like Kashira, We're doing it, we're making it work. Yeah! Clear, there are a couple of rules. Oh, really? Like what? Douche songs, keep it clean. Wear your skirts down past your knees. Long sleeves, modesty. Dancing not suggestive, please. Douche songs, keep it clean. Wear your skirts down past your knees. Long sleeves, modesty. Dancing not suggestive, please. Did you hear the teenage girls? They sing and play and play the music. Did you know they're just 15 and really felt the deja vu? Did you hear the DJ show? Drink of suspense, they talk these are delicious. This was a show for little working girls.
Wow.
The girls become themselves again. So at this point, we were riding high. I mean, sure, there were a couple of rules. Too many rules. Okay, a couple more than usual, but nothing too crazy. No floating blimp in the sky saying, turn back, do not pass go, do not collect $200. As long as we followed the rules, we had an audience, and we got to sing at every birthday and bat mitzvah in town. The fact is, we felt a very human thing during this time. We liked being liked. I mean, the accolades, the applause, the respect. The whole thing made us feel special and wanted and accepted. But it wasn't only that. Seeing how happy the women were at our concerts, how uplifted they were, it was a good feeling while it lasted, which wasn't very long. Because then we felt another human feeling, torn. And it says, you know when you've got a rock in your shoe and you don't want to stop to take it out, so you just keep on walking and walking, but wow, is it really uncomfortable? It was like that, but all the time. You see, it was during these years when we became, how do I say this? Temperamental, hormonal, Rachel reads from the dictionary. Sexually mature and capable of reproduction. Shira says, and who knew puberty could be so inspiring? Suddenly, we were flooded with these emotions, and all these complex emotions led to songs. Original songs that flowed out of us. We couldn't stop them even if we tried. Anna says, they weren't the most spiritual songs if you kept my drift. They were songs about us, and what we were going through. Our feelings, big feelings. Anna dresses as Abby Golden and awkwardly approaches Shira at Shabbat. Hi, Shira. Hi, Abby. My sister said you gave a really good concert at her school. My brother said you're at the top of the class. They both blush. I'm no Rabbi Friedman or anything. It was a pretty good show. Abby says, hey, I know it's your birthday on Monday, so just in case I don't see you, I wanted to give you this. Shira gasps. A ring? Where did you? He says, Moishi's Market. You know, the vending machine by the checkout line. Abby blushes. I know it's not fancy or anything. He eyes her nervously. He looks down at his shoes. Do you like it? Shira tries it on and gazes at it. Do I like it?
Me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, me and Avi Colton sitting in a tree. Me and Avi Colton, what we gonna be? 'Cause he's not too short and he's so smart. Got the biggest heart and he's oh so perfect for me. Me and Avi Colton, talk about a pair. Me and Avi Colton, isn't even fair that we're such a pair. And it's so bright, does it sound too trite? But he's all so perfect for me. Me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, staring from across the hall. Hit me like a cannonball, boom! Me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi. Am I really such a flirt? Does it matter when I'm chatting about the shirt? You and Avi, you see, our families have known each other since the beginning of time. 2008, the you and Avi recession. Our parents are the best you and Avi's, and we've spent every Friday night together since we were kids. But baby, I'm no kid no more. Me and Avi Colton going on a date, walking by the river, talking till it's late. And he's not a bore, but he's not too weird. Got the slightest beard, and he's oh so perfect for me. Me and Avi Molly Colton, catching her own catch, even Rabbi Friedman would agree that Avi's got to marry me. Me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, staring from across the hall, hit me like a cannonball. Boom! Me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi, you and Avi, me and Avi. Do I fantasize too much about our wedding when we finally get to touch? Give me that boy, I want that one. Give me that boy, I just want love and music. Give me that boy, I want that one. Give me that boy, I just want love and music. Give her that boy, she wants that boy. Give her that boy, she just wants love and music. Give her that boy, she wants that boy. Give her that boy, she just wants Mrs. Shira Golden.
The lights change, audio freezes, we're back to reality.
Do I like it? I love it.
The following Sunday, Rachel, Ariel, and Hannah swarm Shira with excited squeals looking at her ring. Shira, Rachel says, that is the prettiest ring I've ever seen. You would have never known it's plastic, right? It even shimmers in the light. The light shines on it. They gaze at it on Shira's finger. Wow. Ariel says, you're so lucky. Your whole life is set. Finish seminary, marry Avi, become a rabbi's wife. No questions, no doubts. Hannah says, no fun. Rachel says, Hannah. Hannah says, what? Like my bubby always said, when there's a catch, there's a catch. The girls laugh. Shira says, oh please, Avi's not like the rest of them. You're just jealous. Hannah says, jealous? Well look, a mazel, Shira. I'm happy for you, I really am, but we've got the rest of our lives to make kids in Kugel. Shira says, but just 2 more years before Shadukum begins. The girls murmur with anxiety. Rachel groans. Oh, Shadukum. Hannah teases, lowering her voice. Ooh, the big bad Shadukum. Ariel says, my dad said Leah Strauss already met with the matchmaker, wrote her resume, took professional photos on the promenade and everything. Hannah shakes her head. To be reduced to a photo on a sheet of paper, it's so unfair. Rachel says, tell me about it. I don't even know what I want. I mean, how do we even know what we want? Shira dresses as Devorah and approaches the girls. Devorah says, good morning, girls. The girls say, hi, Devorah. Rachel, may I have a word with you? Sure, yeah, of course. Rachel looks back at Ariel and Hannah. They shrug, equally puzzled. Devorah, we'll start the show in maybe 10 minutes. Devorah and Rachel walk to the side of the stage. Rachel, some of the women, well, most of the women, have a little problem with your attire. Rachel looks at her blankly. Your dress. We don't like it. Rachel is taken aback. What? What do you mean? It's long enough, see? And my elbows, they're covered. It's tight. In the back? Devorah pats Rachel's behind somewhat awkwardly and smiles. Eardush? Rachel embarrassed. Okay, maybe a little tighter than last year. Devorah says, you're a growing girl, all of you are, but Devorah takes her by the shoulders and looks in her eyes. We don't condone immodesty. Not even in the company of women. At a birthday party? I know you understand. Rachel feels the heat rise in her face, and almost a whisper. Of course. Devorah says, Maya's guests have provided another outfit for you. Some odds and ends they happen to come with today. Very generous. Please change into them, okay? Okay. And then you can sing. Okay. Good. Devorah exits. Rachel slowly, shamefully, puts the outfit on over her dress. It's a mismatched assortment of clothes that are oversized and clownish. Rachel walks back to the girls. Ariel asks, "What was that about?" The girls realize she's changed. Hannah says, "What the?" She asks, "What happened?" She says, "My dress. They said it's immodest, it's too tight. In the back." The girls are momentarily stunned. Shira says, "Excuse me, but you've got the cutest tush this side of 14th Avenue." Ariel says, "You make even those clown clothes look good." Rachel says, "I mean, I have grown. Maybe not in the best way, but definitely since last year." Ariel says, "We all have. What other options do we have? Stay 14 forever? Starve?" Anna says, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all." Anna starts to pack up her things. Rachel says, "Hannah, what are you doing?" Anna says, "I'm not playing today. Not for this crowd." Ariel says, "What?" Anna says, "Screw Maya Leskowitz. She can put on the Maccabees for all I care." Rachel says, "No, don't lose the gig on my account. It's fine, I'll just wear this." Well, if I'm not playing, if Hannah's not playing. Anna and Shira look at Ariel expectantly. And I'm not playing if Hannah and Shira aren't, so. Anna says, "So unless you want to sing Gamzela Tova alone." Rachel says, "No, of course not. I'm..." Rachel's tears well up. "I'm so embarrassed." Rachel breaks down. The girls huddle around her, stroking her hair. A beat as the girls comfort her. Shira says, "They're just rules. Silly rules." Ariel says, "That they're stuck following too." Rachel says through tears, "I know, but when's it gonna be enough?" All the girls look at one another, then away, unable to answer. Rachel softly cries. Ariel gently says, "Rachel, you've done nothing wrong." Rachel uses the oversized shirt to wipe some snot from her nose. Deborah says, "Okay, we're ready for you, girls." The girls look at one another. Hannah takes Rachel's hand. "So what do you think? Let's get out of here?" A beat. Rachel thinks for a moment, and she cracks a smile. Let's go. The girls run to the audience and out of the birthday party. They run down the street, stripping off all the bar clothes. And they go, "Girls, where are you going, girls?"
Imagine if we were boys. Imagine if we were the pride of our families, standing up making noise. Imagine if we were, imagine if we were guys. Pious and favored, respected and wise, never to compromise. Imagine if we were. If I was a boy, I'd be the smartest and most talented. If I was a boy, I'd be the boy everyone wants to be. If I was a boy, every girl would fall in love with me. If I was a boy, I'd be the coolest mother effing boy. I'd be the coolest mother effing boy. We'd be the coolest mother effing boys. Talk like Imagine if we were boys.
Back in Ariel's apartment, Rachel dresses as Rabbi Friedman. He's sitting in his chair reading. Ariel comes running in, giddy, panting, flushed. Rabbi Friedman says, "Ariel Friedman, we do not run in the living room. Living rooms are for living, not breaking your neck." Ariel laughs. Her dad doesn't look up from his book. "Hi, Tati, what you reading?" Ariel gives her dad a kiss on the cheek and collapses into the couch. He says, "How was the show?" Devorah's daughter's birthday. Ariel pauses, debating whether to tell the truth. Rabbi Friedman keeps his eyes on his book. It was great. Maya loved it. Wonderful. Which part? When we sang. Beautiful. Was there cake? Of course. Tati, it was a birthday party. What kind of cake? Ariel pauses. What? Rabbi Friedman finally looks up from his book. How many candles were on the cake? Ariel stares at him blankly. Rabbi Friedman looks at her knowingly. News travels quickly in Borough Park. It's been 45 minutes, exactly. Rabbi Friedman closes his book. Ariel looks away guilty. He says, look, I know it was a sensitive thing for Rachel, but, couldn't you have stayed, sang a song or two, before running off like a bunch of musical bandits? She says, Tati, I'm sorry, I am, but did she have to be pulled aside, embarrassed like that, forced to change? Rabbi Friedman raises his hand gently, bowing out of the argument. Now, what's done is done. The rest is Meshuggah. They say crazy. That's all right, Baines.
Oh, he hears Michelle talking. So they hear that someone at the door. Gerbert, it's okay, it's Michelle. She'll be back. Go and see her. Yeah, good boy. All right.
What great.
So he says, oh, what's done is done. The rest is Meshuggah. And the girls say crazy from the side. And Ariel says, the rest is our lives. Ariel rises from the couch agitated. You wouldn't understand. Of course I would. We couldn't be more different. You're a guy in our community. You're a rabbi. I'm your father. Ariel, we couldn't be more alike. They both stare at each other. And he says, and yet there are days when I know I can feel like that's not enough. Ariel looks away. There are matters that I feel unqualified to advise you on as you get older. Ariel says, oi, Rabbi Friedman says, feminine things. Tati, I know, and I feel, enough with the feelings. Torn between what I should say as your Tati and what she would say. But how could I know? Rabbi Friedman shakes his head and looks out sadly. There is no one like your mother. Ariel feels his grief fill the room. She thinks for a moment, then smirks. Oh, I know what she would say. Says, do you? Hannah dresses as Ariel's mom, Simcha, and stands beside Ariel. Ariel and Simcha say, doing all these shows, sticking up for your friend. Ariel, I'm cavelling. So proud. So she needs a new dress. Big deal. She's a healthy, beautiful girl. Rabbi Friedman laughs. That's exactly what she'd say. You're right. You're right. Simcha disappears. Rabbi Friedman smiles to himself. Always in your corner. Baruch Hashem. Thank God. You remember. Ariel grabs her bag to exit. How could I forget? She turns to exit. Ariel. She turns back around. Yeah? I'm in your corner too. Even if it's hard to believe sometimes. Ariel lingers for a moment. Thanks, Dad. Lights fall in the living room and rise on Ariel. Entering her bedroom. Ariel's bed drifts into view. Posters are on the wall. Spotlight on Ariel as she picks up a framed photo of her and her mother and gazes at it. We see the photo projected behind her. She pulls her guitar out from under the bed and sits. She sighs, plucking a couple chords. She slowly starts to write.
I feel like it's one of those days when there's so much that I want to share with you, repair with you. Oh, if you only were there with you. Just might be one of those nights I'll always remember your good night kiss. I'll always remember racing down the hall. Yeah, you'd hold me, hold me. What if I could fall? Yeah, you always had my back each day. I'll always remember just your way. I'll always remember laughing even when life is such a jumble. Smiling even then, I could always be myself. And it was always enough.
Lights rise on the girls who pick up their instruments. Ariel looks at them with a smile. They all play.
1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like it's one of those moments when I wanna break out of my shell with you, rebel with you. Oh, all the stories I tell with you. It just might be one of those years. I've gotta pull through and just make my way. And that's what you say. Find some kind of light in the darkest day. I'll always remember you like this. I'll always remember your good night kiss. I'll always remember racing down the hall. Yeah, you hold me, hold me. What if I could fall? Yeah, you always had my back each day. I'll always remember just your way. I'll always remember laughing even when life is such a jumble. Smiling even then, I could always be myself. And it was always enough. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. You always say that life's too short. And life's too short. But they don't know that life's so long without you. Without you.
Lights fall on the girls, spotlight on Ariel and the guitar.
I feel like it's one of those days when there's so much that I want to share with you.
The girls rest their instruments on the stage and have a couple sips of water. Oh, sorry. You all recognize that one, huh? Oi Band's breakout hit, written by Isaac Hoffman, also known as Ariel Friedman. Can we get a round of applause for Ariel? The audience is ecstatic with applause. Ariel smiles modestly. More on that later. Now you're probably wondering, when does it happen? When do these girls officially become boys? What pushes them over the edge? One teeny tiny word, pressure. They say diamonds are made under pressure, but as it turns out, so is a boy band made entirely of girls. You see, the older we got, the closer we got to Shadukum. And the closer we got to dating, the more important it became to stay nice Jewish girls. Uphold our reputations, follow the rules all the time. But there were rules inside the rules. And that rock in our shoe, it grew larger every day.
Did you hear? Did you hear those teenage girls who sing and play and hear the music? Did you know for 17 and growing up so fast, talented and beautiful, don't make a fuss, they could get hardy. Did you know the talk is that they're really unsurpassed? For the modest girls, for the modest girls, for the modest girls, yeah, 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 yeah. pressure to be good, the pressure to look nice, the pressure to obey, the pressure to do right. Can you make my venture move? I already know my Jonah firstly. Here's my nephew's resume, I printed out a few. Can you dance a little more, a little less? Oh, not like that, please. Must inspire every girl. They all look up to you. The pressure to look nice, the pressure to obey, the pressure to do right, the pressure to be good, the pressure to look nice, yeah. The pressure to feel good, the pressure to look nice, the pressure to obey, the pressure to do right, the pressure to feel good, the pressure to look nice, yeah. I don't know if I can do this any. I don't know if I can take this any. I don't know if we can do this any. Just do one more show. I don't know if I can do this any. I don't know if I can take this any. I don't know if we can do this any. Just do one more show. Over the ground is heroes for the ones. How to feel when the pain is girls, yeah. How to feel when the pressure girls for the ocean. How to feel when the pressure girls for the working girls, for little gifted, for little modest, for little perfect stuff.
They throw their shadows, their wigs to the ground. Their spotlights go dark.
It was never gonna be enough. That day, we decided. We had had enough of the rules, of the pressure. So we stopped doing shows. But we loved to sing. We had to sing. And if we couldn't be ourselves, well, there was just one thing left to be. From then on, we lived a new, new life, where we could sing for anyone, anywhere, the whole forbidden world, and no one could tell us no. Imagine if we are Adam Gallagher, Levi Collins, Isaac Hoffman, Ethan Platt. Together, we call ourselves not quite a boy band, an boy band. When I am a boy, I'll be the smartest and most following. When I am a boy, I'll be the boy everyone wants to be. When I am a boy, every girl will fall in love with me. When I am a boy, I'll be the coolest mother effing boy. I'll be the coolest mother effing boy. We'll be the coolest mother effing boys. Talk like them. Dance like them. Live like them. Be like them. Free like them. Boys, boys, boys. Boys, boys, boys. Get ready, 'cause we are.
End of Act 1. And thank you for listening. There's another part.
Should we take
There's
a-
obviously another, but-
Yeah.
Bathroom break?
Yeah, let's take a little back. Intermission.
Oh, you two go room over here.
Only
15 minutes. Intermission, Diana will ring the chimes for us.
Turn off the light flash.
All four of the gals in the stage,
Mhm.
right? They're always on in stage. You do
They're
the
on stage
background.
the whole show.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
And
then
they're
changing.
changing.
I just wanna play.
So
Yeah,
one of them narrates a little more than the others, but I try to kind of say it with my hands, but like when they're, when one girl says one thing, usually the other girl says.
I know, it's so
And I
cute.
still,
I love the song.
I know.
well, they're all narrated, they all were, yeah, they all, it's all stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
What they're doing is they
Oh,
always
yeah,
want
yeah,
the
yeah.
audience